Hey guys, so one of the things I wanted to talk about earlier that I experienced was a cycle. So I noticed that a cycle had come up, and my approach to it was slightly emotional but not overwhelming to the point where I couldn't get back up again. And this has to do with my past childhood experience. So when we were younger, my stepfather wanted so bad for us to love him, so bad for us to express that and to call him dad instead of stepdad or anything like that. And he went to the extreme as for guilt tripping. And this is not to hate on him. He's no longer with us. He passed away not too long ago. And it's just more of an understanding because I'm in a situation now where my fiance has 2 children, and I don't ever want to put them through what he put myself through. Now, I don't speak for my little brother and how he feels because that's his own, and I'm not about to. So my experience was a little bit of resentment, or I should say a lot of resentment, because of the fact that he pushed so hard for it, and when he didn't get his way, he used guilt tripping in any means possible, even tears and stuff like that, to get us to show him the affection and love that he wanted. Now, he did provide for the family, so there's nothing against that. And at certain points he was kind, but a lot of the times he was acting out of his unhealed self, and I understand that fully, and I'm not going to disregard that. But the situation I'm in right now, I am never going to expect his children to love me or show me affection or call me mom or anything like that. I would never go to the extreme that my stepfather did to gain that sort of affection out of another individual, especially when I'm a new addition to a family that is very close and very loving and kind to each other for the most part. I'm not going to say that I didn't have love and affection in my family, but it's different dynamics for sure. I can see the differences between his family and the way they function and my family, and nobody's perfect, and I'm not claiming that to be the case, but this cycle was very important for me to learn, because not only did it give me insight as to how my stepfather felt at the time, but it also allows me to make better choices for my cycle and where I'm going and this new beginning that I've started. And the new beginning is going to be a good beginning because I'm making choices based off of what I've learned. This is why I talk to you guys all the fucking time about learning and going within and healing the traumas that you experienced when we were younger and my mother and stepfather got married. They had decided together, and he had claimed that we agreed to it, but I was very young at the time. This would be 1997, and he had added his name to ours. And to me at that age, it almost felt like it was completely dismissing my father, my biological father, who I love and care for very, very much. He's no longer here. He passed away when I was 26 years old. My brother would have been 24. And for him to try to just force his way in to the family dynamic and kind of take over, I think a lot of people experience this when it comes to combined families or extended families or having a step parent or anything like that, and I fully comprehend the situation itself that I'm currently in, and I'm not going to force my way. I'm not going to expect them to take my last name or anything like that, and I had to carry this, and I still have this last name. It was hyphenated. Apparently there was a huge ordeal where they went to court and they fought over it, and suffice to say, they weren't the nicest to my biological father, and they held a lot of grudges and negative energy towards him too, and they had basically forced my brother and I to take my stepfather's last name, and I could not at the time, because I was so young, understand what it was I was taking on when it comes to last names, when it comes to burdens that carries and the energy that comes with it and the lessons that need to be learned. And it was a huge dump on top of all the experiences I've already gone through at the time. And the situation I'm in right now, I've made a vow to myself, and I've chosen not to continue that cycle. So I'm basically breaking that cycle. I'm not going to expect anything from his children. my fiance's children, when we get married even, I'm not expecting them to look at me as like a replacement or a motherly figure or anything like that. Yes, I'm going to have the unconditional love. Yes, I'm going to love my grandson 100% like he's my own blood. Yes, I will do anything for those children, but I am not going to expect them to hold me up on a pedestal or call me something specific or show that love and affection against their will. I will never ever do that to them because I know how it felt. And as much as it may pain a person, and I'm sure my stepfather experienced this, it's not a form of it's not a form of being rejected. It is just understanding that children have gone through their own experiences before a new person comes into the family and allowing them to adjust to that. So they themselves have already gone through it, and I would never expect them to call me mom or anything like that, and I'm not going to do so. And as much as it would be nice, that title in itself has to be earned. It's not something you force upon a child. It's not something you force them to do, or it's not something that you press them for or guilt trip them for or make them feel like they're any less for not doing so, because that's not fair to any child. And I know my experience and what I went through, and I am not going to recreate that cycle. So this is a lesson for me. It definitely opens my eyes a lot more. It does give me a little bit more sympathy towards my parents at the time, but it doesn't disregard the lessons that they needed to learn and the complications that came with their forceful ways. It doesn't dismiss the fact that they still needed to learn their own lessons and heal from their own pain so that they didn't inflict that onto another person. I'm not taking on their burden for that, but what I can do for my own sake, for my own bloodline, for my own journey and my destiny is to not recreate that cycle. Acknowledge it for what it is, understand from the past experience, learn the lesson, get my clarity, get my closure, which I have, and move forward. All right, so if you resonate with this, I really do appreciate you guys leaving comments down below and interacting with each other or interacting with me. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. I do not expect you to. I want to thank all the newcomers to this channel. There's lots on here for you from the very beginning. It's only 3 years old, so I have progressed quite a bit, and I have matured emotionally for sure, and I've adapted a lot of the things that I experienced in the past to now. Okay, so this is just a little bit from me and my own personal life and experience. I don't give out too much information. I really don't want to call out names or anything like that because it's not necessary, and I'm willing to go to the extreme to protect especially children that are around me in my current life right now. Okay, love you guys. Remember to love you. Please do.